If you were born in this country, you will never have to live in fear of deportation. If you have a state ID, Social Security, and U.S. passport, you will be recognized as a human being rather than an alien. The sickness of depression will never plague you as it does me. Your future will never seem so vague. If you have more than one college degree and you are able to use them, then you are who I want to be. America never told me I will be denied financial aid, even if I have top grades. America never told me I wouldn't be able to see my family I left in my country. America never told me I have to witness my citizen friend progress while I will have to miss a semester and continue to be depressed. Lacking a sequence of 9 digits causes me to live differently. No matter what happens, I am not going to give up easy. I am going to do everything in my power to make things better for me.
I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head saying you'll never reach it.
So they decided to ship me off to New York. Well, actually, it was temporarily. It was for vacation, which was good because it was summertime over here. And then when I came, they decided to, make me stay because, as everybody's saying, New York is a lot of opportunity.
So we're excited today because after long years of hard working of undocumented students throughout the country, today we're so excited to announce that Senator Bill Brighten has introduced the New York State DREAM Act after these many years that dreamers around the countries have starved to death, as we call it, have starved for their dreams.
But then I decided I should, give it a shot. If I get a chance to go to school and whatnot, it will be easy for me. And well, I started school in fall. It was good and everything until a reality check hit me.
Education, not deportation! Education, not deportation! Education, not deportation! Education, not deportation!
My name is Violeta, and I'm a dreamer. I'm a undocumented, unafraid, and unapologetic student.
I am undocumented.
I chose to come out because I saw what they were doing. I saw what nationally people were doing, and they inspired me to come out.
My name is Angie. I'm undocumented, unafraid, and unapologetic. I decided to come out last year just because a group of students from Chicago decided they were going to come out in front of ICE, and I remember that was like the biggest thing I've ever heard. I never heard of anybody doing that, going up to them and doing it. So I guess from there, we kind of all decided to do it with them too. I work at the New York State Youth Leadership Council. It's a nonprofit organization that helps advocate for the DREAM Act and other issues that affect undocumented youth and helping them reach access to higher education through advocacy and organizing. They have a scholarship fund. I'm part of the support group here. I also do the Ask Angie blog posts once a week. So I get questions from people, from students, asking for advice.
I never really think about going to college or anything until, my friends or my guidance counselor or whoever brought up the topic. It's going to be hard for me because, because I don't have, it's going to be hard because I don't have my, those 9 or 10 digits, your social security number.
I became first aware of being undocumented when I was in high school, when I was trying to apply for college. And then I realized that my options were limited because of my status. And all of a sudden I couldn't apply to that particular college I'd always dreamed of going to. And so, I was extremely upset about that.
I always knew my status. I just didn't know how was it affecting me, or how it would affect me in the future. I wasn't really aware of the problems.
So when were you first aware of the problems?
When I started high school, and there was trips go to Europe in high school, and I couldn't go to any of them.
I remember doing my college application, and my college advisor, she was like, she asked me if I have a social security, and I was like, no. She said, no green card, and I'm like, no. She said, nothing? I'm like, no. So she said, how are you gonna pay for college? I'm like, well, I gotta make it work somehow.
Every high school in New York City has a certain amount of undocumented. However, it's not known exactly how many because you're not required to give your social security number, thankfully. A high school diploma may or may not transform your life, but a green card certainly does. Certainly we do our best to figure out who needs our assistance around immigration issues, and we have a wonderful legal services department and a very collaborative relationship with some of the adolescent agencies in the city that provide immigration assistance, such as the DOOR, Legal Aid Society, Sanctuary for Families.
So right now I'm working with the DOOR to get some legal status.
DOOR is a really neat holistic youth center. So that means that we offer all different programs for all youth in New York City ages 12 to 21. You're sitting in the legal department right now where we have immigration lawyers, family law lawyers, housing benefits, and we help all youth in New York City with their legal needs.
So ICE stands for Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and it's one of the branches of the Department of Homeland Security, which is often referred to as DHS. And so they're kind of, you can see them as the enforcement part of immigration.
Since I started here as an attorney in the fall of 2009, this is my, how I keep track of, we were joking and calling it my scoreboard against ICE. Lauren 40, ICE 0. So these are young people that I've been able, who came to my office without status and who were able to obtain status for. And so the green ones are green cards. The pink ones are visas, U visas, T visas, or other special types of status, and then the blue is citizenship. So it's very, very exciting. I'm really proud of it. And every single one of these represents an undocumented youth who's really touched my life. So it's really nice to look at them and remember all the stories and think of all the amazing things they're going to be able to do in the future.
I think really the real disadvantage of being undocumented is, and I know you don't like the term illegal, and neither did I, and I really didn't feel I was illegal ever. I was just undocumented. But the real disadvantage is that it slows down your progress.
It's not only the fact that you're undocumented, it's also the problems that you have, like growing up as a teenager, the problems you face. So you don't only have to worry about your teenager problems, but you also have to worry about being undocumented.
So when I was in Trinidad, I had I wouldn't say perfect life, but it was nice. And I always had my brothers and my sisters around me, my parents, and my friends. And I got kind of accustomed to leaving them for a few months, and going back. But now that I'm over here for like a very long time, I miss them a lot. My sister, every time she talks to me, she always tells me how much she misses me. And I miss her too, because it's like when I was back home, we had a sort of relationship. No matter where she goes, she always takes me along with her.
And we have a What Inspires You wall too. So people have left little post-it notes of what inspires them and what helps them keep going. So we have My Dreams, Family and Friends. We have the Arizona 5, Dream 21, and Georgia 7, which are the undocumented students who got arrested during an act of civil disobedience. We have The Future, My YLC Family, The Underdogs, The Overachievers, The Amazing People I Know, The Youngsters, The Next Generation, My Mother and My Siblings. So on those days that we're feeling kind of off, we can remember why we're here and why we do this.
The New York State DREAM Act will offer undocumented immigrant youth access to funded financial aid, including grants, loans, and scholarships, New York State driver's license,
State health insurance programs, and New York State work authorization. To qualify, one must have entered the U.S. before the age of 16, be under 35 years old, and have lived in the state of New York for at least 2 years.
And have graduated from any New York high school or obtained a GED.
One must complete 2 years of college or serve 2 years in the New York National Guard or perform 910 hours of certified community service.
And have good moral character.
No felony convictions.
Me coming here and going off to college, I will be the first person in my family to actually go to college. And I think doing that, I'm making something of myself for my family. It's like, I want to be able to help out my parents back home. I want to be able to, even if I'm over here, to take care of them. And having my papers and being able to do that would make me happy, make me proud of myself.
I was trying to make a Christmas song on this one.
So I would say to undocumented students, never give up. We are here. We are trying to fight for our rights to be equal as any other American citizen, and it might take some time, but hey, we keep dreaming and keep pushing and moving on. So we are all dreamers.
We know now that we can be a part of this dream, this dream.
Dear Lord, tell me, where do I start? Let me take this breath before I speak from my heart. Let me talk to him, help me lead him out the dark. Let me show him all the pain, the hopes and the scars of these kids trying to do their part. They want to do good, Lord, they want to go far. Over here dreaming what could be tomorrow. They get their hopes up and all they get is sorrow. So Mr. President and Mr. Congressman and Mr. Senator, Mr. Politician, from the bottom of my heart I hope you're listening, cause there's never been a time like this one. The future's in the vote, don't be the one to miss it. Kids on the hunger strike, you cannot dismiss this. Marine Corps vet, yeah, I got my wish list. So pass the DREAM Act, that's all I want for Christmas.
We all want to be a part of something, and we all want to feel wanted. And we all got our doubts, but we know now that we can be a part of this dream.
Yo, shout out to all my dreamers. Yeah.